Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all guys, can we turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. When you're ready guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we can do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. We can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. Let's go down low, touch our toes. Back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. Then back down to touch our toes again. Then stand up guys and shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. And then hands on hips. Let's do a wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. Another wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And next we can go round and round. Give our spines a nice stretch round and round. And stop. And now we can go back the other way. Round and round the other way. Round and round. And stop. Let's have another shake. Arms and legs, shake it out again. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So welcome to today's math class. And to begin, we're going to do a recap exercise of what our students learned in the previous exercise. Does anybody remember the name we give to the area that goes all around the shape, beginning with P? The area all around the length, we go around the shape, perimeter. Excellent. Yes, we were learning about perimeter of rectangles. So let's write that phrase on the board first. Perimeter is P-E-R-I-M-E-T-E-R. Now what perimeter means is the area all around the outside of a shape. And we've got rectangles of R-E-C-T-A-N-G-L-E-S. So all together, guys, perimeter of rectangles. And in the previous lesson, we learned about a special type of rectangle, beginning with S. Squares. Yes, we learned about squares. So all together, perimeter of rectangles, squares. Now remember the formula for working out the perimeter of shapes. What we can do is we take the length plus the width. So that's the first calculation we do. So we put that in brackets. And then we multiply that number by 2. Length plus width times by 2 will give us the perimeter. But because squares are all shapes of the same size, every side is the same length, we could just go length times 4. So with squares, there are 2 different ways to work out the perimeter. Way 1 and way 2. And both of them will give us the same answer. So what we're going to do is a recap exercise first. I'm going to draw some squares on the board. And I'm going to give my students the length of some of the sides. Then, using the formulas that we have on the board here, I want my students to demonstrate their understanding by working out the perimeter. So first of all, we need a square on the board. Okay, so we have a square on the board. Can anybody remember what cm stands for? Centimeters. How many centimeters is the length of one side of this square? 8 centimeters. So let's see who can come forward and demonstrate how to work out the perimeter of this square. Now, come and join me at the front of class, please. So Prau can go first today. And remember, there are 2 different ways, Prau. You can either go length plus width times by 2, or you can just go length times 4. It's up to you. Both will give the same answer. So 8 centimeters is the length. Plus 8 centimeters. 8 plus 8? Equals 16. Centimeters, well done. And then what do we have to do? Times by 2. 16 times by 2. Any ideas?
32.
Equals 32 centimeters. That's brilliant. Prau, using method number 1, has correctly worked out the perimeter of this square. 8 plus 8 is 16. Then we take the other 2 sides too. So we need to multiply by 2. 16 times 2 equals 32 centimeters. Or if we are to do 8 times 4 equals 32 centimeters. You see, you'll get the same answer every time. But Prau, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Prau, please, guys. So let's practice some more with some different size squares. This time, let's have a smaller square. This time we've got a square of how many centimetres? 3 centimetres. Each side is 3 centimetres. So let's see if Net can come forward and correctly work out how to do the perimeter of this square. So Net, come and join me at the front of class. Now remembering, we can do stage 1. So let's do stage 1 together. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So that's our first equation, 3 plus 3. Equals 6 centimetres. Okay, but we're not finished yet because we've only worked out half of the perimeter. We now need to do the other 2 sides. So 6 centimetres times 2. Times 2 equals 12 centimetres. You see, every time we can use that formula, 12 centimetres. Brilliant, Net. So we can say 3 centimetres plus 3 centimetres equals 6 centimetres. Times 2 equals 12 centimetres. Or we could simply do method 2. 3 centimetres times 4 equals 12 centimetres. You can see we can do it both ways. Because the sides of a square are all the same size, we can just multiply by 4. Or if we prefer, we can do the way we do with normal rectangles, length plus width, and then take that answer and multiply it by 2. Net, that was brilliant. High five, and a big round of applause for Net, please, too, guys. So what we've learned how to work out so far is the perimeter. And like I've said before, the perimeter is all the way around the outside. What we're going to learn how to work out today is all of the space inside the rectangle. This here, the total space, is known as area. Okay? So what we're going to do in today's lesson is we're going to learn how to take the different sides of a rectangle and calculate them to work out the total area. And what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking and answering the questions of how to work out the area of rectangles. So let's turn to have a look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, area of rectangles, lesson 1. And the important difference, guys, is that area is the total surface. Whereas we learned about the perimeter, which is only on the outside, the area is everything on the inside. So the area is always larger than the perimeter because it covers more space. A rectangle is a shape with 4 sides and opposite sides of equal length. Okay, so we know that already. We've learnt about that. The area of a rectangle is the amount of surface it covers. Okay? So the area is always more than the perimeter. Because the perimeter goes on the outside only, the area covers everything on the inside. So we need to do a different calculation to work out the area. Let's find out how to do it. We find the area by multiplying the length by the width of the sides. Remember with the perimeter, what we did, we took the length and the width and added them together. then multiplied by 2. But for the area, take the length and the width and just multiply them straight away. Okay? And that's how we find the total surface area. And it's always a larger number than the perimeter. How many centimeters here?
7 centimeters.
So that's the width. How many centimeters here?
14 centimeters.
Okay. So the calculation we need to do to find out the area, 14 centimeters times by 7 centimeters. So what do we think, guys? 14 times 7. So 10 times 7 is 70. What's 4 times 7?
28.
So 70 plus 28 equals 98, correct? So there you go, you've taken 14 times 7. 14 centimeters
14 centimeters.
times 7 centimeters equals 98 centimeters. And that's all we have to do. Only one calculation, we multiply right from the start. Therefore, the area of this rectangle is, now notice this, 98 centimeters squared. What do you notice after the centimeters? What number? 2. The 2 is important. Whenever we work out the area of something, we have to write the number 2 after the unit of length. For example, centimeters here. For the area of a shape, we write centimeter 2 to represent square centimeters. So remember, guys, whenever we work out the area of a shape, the number 2 always comes after the unit. Let's do one more together. What is the area of this rectangle? Okay, so someone tell me, what's the width of the rectangle? 5 centimeters. What's the length? 8 centimeters. So what do we need to do? Do we add? Times. We times straight away. 8 centimeters times 5 centimeters equals 40 centimeters. Well done. And notice what comes after the centimeters in the answer? 2. Because the 2 represents the unit squared. Whenever we work out the area of something, we use the unit of length squared. So always put the number 2 after the unit. That's what represents a squared unit. The area of this rectangle is 40 centimeters squared. Okay? So whenever you see centimeter 2, you can know it regards the area of a shape because it's centimeters squared. Any questions, guys? Okay, that was brilliant. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation to learn how to work out the area of rectangles. And remember, guys, the area is different to the perimeter. The perimeter is only the area outside the shape. The area in total is everything on the surface. So remember, when we work out the area, we always need to use the conversion squared, which is the number 2 after the unit of length. And coming up, we've got a board exercise for our students to practice further. But before then, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this stretch sequence, we can begin with some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, Right. Excellent, guys. And now we can do some stretches. Let's do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. And then we can do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. And now let's have a shake. Arms and legs, shake it out. Shake it out. And then we can take our right hand and find our left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Stand up straight for another shake. Arms and legs. Shake it up. Shake it down. Shake it out. And shake it back. Shake it left. And shake it right. And to finish, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So now we've got a board exercise for our students to demonstrate their understanding of how to work out the area of rectangles. So can anybody remember, guys, from the PowerPoint presentation, what's the calculation for working out the area of rectangles? The area of rectangles, what do we do? Times. Excellent. We take the length and then we times or we multiply by the width. So only one calculation we need to do with the area of rectangles is to multiply straight away. What we're going to do now is a board exercise where I'm going to draw some different rectangles on the board and then have students come forward and demonstrate how to work out the area by taking the length and multiplying it by the width. So let's see. Our first rectangle. So what's the length of this rectangle, guys?
7 centimeters.
And what's the width of the rectangle? Okay, so let's see which students can correctly demonstrate how to work out the area of this rectangle. Pak Bung, come and join me at the front of class, please. So remembering, guys, that our calculation is length times width, which means for the area of this rectangle, 7 centimeters times 4 centimeters. So Pak Bung, over to you. If you can do it over here for me, please, because we'll have some more. Seven centimeters times 4 centimeters. How many centimeters? 7 times 4 equals 28 centimeters. Now remember, guys, when we're working out the area of a shape, it's squared. So what number do we have to put after the unit of length? 2. Excellent. Well remembered, Pak Bung. So you see, what we've done is we've taken the length and the width, multiplied them together for the area. So the area of this rectangle, 28
28
centimeters
centimeters
squared.
squared.
And that's how we work out the area. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pak Bung, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and do the same activity with your own students in your own room. And what you can do is change the students every time and have them all practice speaking the answer together for around the next 10 to 12 minutes. And we're going to carry on playing here now too with another size rectangle. So this rectangle, what's the length of this rectangle? 10. But this time we'll use not centimeters, millimeters. And then here, 3 millimeters. So this time the calculation is 10 millimeters times by 3 millimeters. So let's see if Pak Bung or Bangpon can correctly demonstrate how to work out the area of this rectangle. Remembering Bangpon, our calculation is length times width. So we have to go 10 millimeters times 3 millimeters. 10 millimeters times 3 millimeters. Okay, guys, so the calculation, 10 times 3
10 times 3
equals 30. What's our unit? Millimeters. And remember, squared. Well done, Bangpon, well remembered. When we times the length by the width, the answer is always squared. Whether it's centimeters, millimeters, kilometers. If we work out the area, it's always squared. So we can say together, 10 millimeters times 3 millimeters equals 30 millimeters squared. Bangpon, that was brilliant. High five, big round of applause for Bangpon, please, guys. Let's do a couple more before we move on to the worksheet activity. So let's see, here's another rectangle. But this time, the rectangle can go this way. So this time, let's use another measurement. Let's use foot. Let's use 9 foot. And then what's the width of this rectangle? 2. Okay. This rectangle is 2 foot wide or 2 foot long and 9 foot high. So let's see who can work out the area of this rectangle. Lakau, come and join me at the front of class, please. So this time the calculation, guys, is 2 foot times 9 foot. So Lakau, can you demonstrate how to answer 2 foot times 9 foot equals, so 2 times 9, guys, equals 18 foot. And then, what number comes at the end of our measurement? Squared, yes, number 2 for squared. Excellent. So Lakau has correctly demonstrated the length, 2 foot, times by the width, 9 foot, equals 18 foot squared. Remember, always squared when we do the area. Lakau, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Lakau, please, guys. I think we've got space for one more. Let's do one more together. This time, you guys tell me, what shall we use? Shall we use centimeters, foot, millimeters, or something else? Meters, kilometers, okay. How many kilometers for the length of our rectangle? 5. So we'll go 5 kilometers. Now, how about the width? What about the width in kilometers? 12. That means it's going to be quite big like this. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. So this time our rectangle, lengthwise, 5 kilometers, and the width, 12 kilometers. But we're always using the same system. This will be 5 times 12. So let's see if Pat can give us the answer for this rectangle. So come and join me at the front, please, Pat. And you can stand here for me. So here's your rectangle, 5 kilometers times 12 kilometers. So Pat, can you demonstrate how to work out the answer? We take 5 kilometers times 12 kilometers. Okay, thinking time, guys. 12 times 5 or 5 times 12. 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers. 60. And then what comes after km? 2 for 60 kilometers squared. So Pat, don't forget your squared. You need the 2 after your unit. So we can say together, guys, 5 kilometers times 12 kilometers equals 60 kilometers squared. Get used to that word, squared. Squared means the total area, and it's what we always write after our answer when we talk about the area of shapes. Pat, that was brilliant. High five. Big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. Now it's time for our worksheet activity. So teachers, make sure every student in your class has their own worksheet. And what we want our students to demonstrate today is their understanding of how to work out the area of rectangles. So remember, guys, only one calculation needed, always to times the length by the width. But remember to be noticeable of the different units. And for your answer, always a number 2 after the unit to demonstrate squared. So give our students around 15 minutes for this activity. And what's the first thing to do, guys?
Write your name on top.
Names on top first. So Net, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, for you. You're welcome. Chu, here's yours. You're welcome. Down for you. You're welcome. Cleo, here's yours. You're welcome. Blackout for you. You're welcome. And Bang Bong for you. You're welcome, guys. So names on top first. And remember, only one calculation you need to make. Always multiply. Just remember to put a 2 after your answer. So for example, the first rectangle is 5 millimeters times by 7 millimeters. That's 6, yes. Sorry, you can tell by the YD. So this is yards. YD is short for yards. So 3 yards by 6 yards. YD, guys, is short for yards. So the units of measurement might change, but the calculation always the same, times. Perfect. Excellent. And you see the 2 after the millimeter because it's squared. Well done, Bang Bong. Correct. Yes. So, but I know the numbers are a little small, so if you can't read, we've got 6 foot by 9 foot. 6 foot, 9 foot. The writing's a little bit small. Same as this one, it's like 8 inches, 4 inches. So that 1 centimeters, that 1 inches.
Yeah, same as this one. That's 4 and 8, but that's centimetres. This one is inches. So same answer, just different unit. 32 squared. Same as this one. Yeah, but this one, centimetres. This one, inches squared. Same. 4 inches by 8 inches. So you'll get the same number, but different units of measurement. 32 squared. Okay. 15 yards and 7 yards. Brilliant, guys. The area is actually simpler to work out because it's just one calculation, multiply, times. And then, once you've got your answer, just the 2 at the end. Brilliant, proud. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to demonstrate their understanding to work out the area of each of the rectangles. So remember, guys, working the area out all the time is taking the length and timesing it by the width. And then with your answer, remember to have the number 2 after the unit of length, because that demonstrates that it's the answer squared, which the area will always be. And my students here did a great job, so well done, guys. And that's all we've got time for today's lesson. So we hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting and now know how to work out the area of rectangles. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.